Alright, this is an explanation for University of Phoenix Math 213, Chapter 6, Section 3, Number 1A. It says, in the following figures, a unit rectangle is used to illustrate the product of two fractions. Name the fractions and their product. So in this problem, we're looking at an array. If you've never worked with arrays before, arrays show basic multiplication. So if I were to make an array that was a 2 by 3 rectangle, 2 wide and 3 long, that would be a 2 by 3, 2 times 3, or the product of 2 times 3, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares total. So that's basic arrays and basic multiplication. We're actually working with fractions here, so instead we're going to be looking at parts from a whole. So for A, if we look at the rectangle, it starts out, the rectangle looks kind of like this. And if we look at the rows first, we have actually 4 rows. So if I just look at the rows, there are 4 rows. And in this problem, one of those rows is shaded. So if I think about just the rows, it's very easy to see, oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. One of them is shaded. So that would represent the fraction 1 out of 4, or 1/4. So I'm going to write that over here to show that the rows, again, show 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to look at the columns. In this problem, there are 3 columns. 1, 2, 3 columns. And one of those columns is actually shaded. So one column out of 1, 2, 3 would give you a fraction of 1/3, 1 part out of 3. So the fractional parts in the multiplication problem that we're looking at is 1/4 times 1/3. Or a lot of people say the multiplication sign is another way of saying of. So you might think of this as 1/4 of 1/3, or 1/3 of 1/4. So in this problem, when you're looking at 1/4 of 1/3, you actually are looking for the overlapped product. If you think of, you have 1/4, that was this whole part, but we only want 1/3 of it, one piece out of this whole strip, 1 out of 1, 2, 3. So now that we've broken it into 1/3 of 1/4, or 1/3 shaded this way and 1/4 shaded this way, if we look at just this overlap portion here, that's still 1 square, but now to figure out our correct answer, we have to look at how many squares we have, how many total equal parts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 equal parts, and one of them is shaded, so 1/4 of 1/3, or 1/4 times 1/3, gives you an answer of 1/12. Let's go ahead and move on to B so we can see if we can use this, what we've just learned, to easily figure out problem B. So in problem B, again, we'll start with the rows just to stay consistent. There are 4 rows, again. So we know our fraction is going to be something out of 4. And it looks like for this problem, 2 of the rows at the bottom are shaded. So it looks like my fractional part over here will be 2/4. Now some people would want to go ahead and reduce this and say, oh, that's 1/2. But actually this rectangular unit shows 2 out of 4, not 1/2. So I would keep it as 2 out of 4, okay, just to show the most accurate representation of this unit rectangle. So that's our rows. Now if we look at our columns, we have 5 columns in this problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, excuse my not very equal columns. There are 5 columns here, and so we're going to be talking about fifths. In this example,